Antarctica remains one of the most remote and unforgiving places on the planet, where extreme cold and isolation have preserved secrets for millennia. Beneath its vast layers of ice rest hidden formations, ancient remains and unanswered questions that may reshape our understanding of Earth's distant past. For much of human history, Antarctica existed only as an idea, a silent, uncharted land lingering at the far edges of early maps. It was a frozen world beyond civilization, untouched by time and largely absent from humanity's collective memory. Spanning an area nearly twice the size of Australia, larger than Europe as a whole, and containing almost 90% of the planet's ice, Antarctica remains one of Earth's most unexplored regions. As technology progressed and exploration reached deeper into the continent, unexpected patterns and unanswered questions began to surface. From centuries-old maps depicting the land without ice, to satellite images revealing shapes too precise to ignore, Antarctica slowly transformed from a frozen wilderness into a place of intrigue. Stories of restricted research zones, concealed experiments, and unexplained encounters began circulating, adding new layers to the continent's silence. In this documentary, we examine what has been uncovered on this remote land, the accounts preserved through history, and how they may connect to what lies beneath the ice. We explore the legends, the verified discoveries, and the reasons Antarctica is often described as Earth's most mysterious and restricted continent. You will hear the stories, observe the evidence, and ultimately decide for yourself what Antarctica may be concealing. In 2016, satellite imagery captured over Antarctica's Ellsworth Mountains triggered widespread curiosity among researchers and the public alike. Amid the snow-covered peaks, one formation stood apart, a mountain with sharply defined sides and a pointed summit, resembling a pyramid when viewed from above. This pyramid-like structure is located in the southern section of the Ellsworth Range, not far from the Patriot Hills Research Area, rising to approximately 4,150 feet. Geologists studying the region suggest that the formation is natural, shaped over time by erosion and glacial forces. The mountain is classified as a nunatak, a rocky peak that remains exposed while the surrounding landscape is buried beneath ice. Across vast stretches of time, relentless winds, extreme cold, and repeated cycles of freezing and melting slowly sculpted the mountain into its sharp, angular form. This process, known as freeze-thaw weathering, is common in polar and high-altitude environments and can shape rock into surprisingly regular patterns. Comparable pyramid-like peaks can be found in other cold regions of the world, including the Swiss Alps, where the iconic Matterhorn rises sharply above its surroundings. Even so, the Antarctic formation stands apart. Most triangular mountains display only one or two defined faces, while this peak appears to present four. This gives the mountain an almost precise geometric balance, a feature rarely observed in purely natural formations. Because of this, some independent researchers suggest the structure could be more than a simple mountain shaped by nature. They propose that it may once have been a human-made structure, possibly a pyramid, now concealed beneath immense layers of ice. These ideas gain attention when compared with ancient pyramids found across the globe, from Egypt to Mesoamerica and the Andes. Despite cultural differences, many of these structures share common traits: broad foundations, sloping sides, and careful alignment with cardinal directions. Some believe this repetition hints at a shared architectural understanding, possibly inherited from a much older and now forgotten source. Others argue that early civilizations may have arrived at pyramid construction independently, drawn to the shape for its stability and symbolic strength. A similar debate surrounds the so-called Bosnian pyramids, where some claim that large hills conceal ancient stepped structures beneath their surfaces. While mainstream archaeologists dismiss these interpretations, supporters point to smooth slopes and aligned edges as signs of intentional design. The same line of reasoning is now being applied to certain areas of the Ellsworth Mountains. Observers claim that nearby ridges and snow-covered hills may conceal similar shapes, with satellite images showing near-symmetrical lines and square-like bases. What truly deepens the mystery is how little of Antarctica can actually be studied directly. In many regions, ice sheets more than a mile thick blanket the land, leaving only fragments of rock exposed. Extreme weather, isolation, and strict international agreements make extensive exploration exceptionally difficult. For now, the true origin of these formations remains locked beneath the ice, waiting in silence. In recent decades, advances in satellite imaging have given scientists an unprecedented view of Antarctica's surface. From high above, researchers began noticing unfamiliar shapes scattered across the frozen landscape. Among these were dark formations resembling openings in mountainsides, along with patterns that appear similar to constructed steps. These observations raised questions and fueled ongoing debates among scientists and independent theorists. One of the most discussed features appears in a remote section of East Antarctica, where a large rectangular opening can be seen along a rocky slope. Surrounded by ice and snow, the opening displays clean lines and a precise shape that contrasts sharply with the natural terrain around it. Its symmetry, straight edges, and dark interior make it stand out, with some estimating it to be several meters in height and width. A few observers have even suggested that the opening is large enough to allow the passage of a full-sized aircraft. Glaciology experts offer more conventional explanations, pointing to the slow movement of ice around solid rock formations. Over time, cycles of melting and refreezing, combined with strong winds, can produce cavities that appear geometric when exposed. Others suggest the feature may simply be part of a ridge that became visible as ice levels gradually retreated. Another curious formation was observed on one of the southernmost islands near Antarctica's coastline. There, a wide cave entrance was recorded at the base of a snow-covered mountain. While the interior remains hidden in darkness, the area surrounding the entrance reveals something unusual. Several dark, horizontal lines run parallel along the slope, gradually rising and forming what looks like a staircase leading inward. Such clean, step-like platforms are difficult to explain using standard geological models. Some propose that uneven melting or ancient collapses could have shaped these forms over time. Yet the consistent spacing and straight design suggest a process more complex than simple erosion. Whether these formations are entirely natural or something else remains an open question. Part of the mystery lies in the way some of these formations appear to shift over time. In certain years, openings and step-like shapes stand out clearly against the ice. In others, they disappear beneath fresh layers of snow. After powerful winds or seasonal transitions, they sometimes re-emerge, occasionally altered, as if subtly reshaped by the elements. Yet Antarctica was not always the frozen expanse we see today. Long before endless ice sheets covered its surface, this continent may have supported forests, flowing rivers, and diverse life. An increasing body of scientific research now supports this unexpected image of Antarctica's distant past. For over a century, geologists and paleobotanists have uncovered fossilized plant remains hidden beneath layers of ice. In 1912, members of Robert Falcon Scott's expedition discovered leaf fossils near the Beardmore Glacier, not far from the South Pole. At first, the finding was questioned. Later analysis confirmed the leaves were genuine, resembling those of ancient beech trees. Further discoveries on Alexander Island and the Antarctic Peninsula revealed fossilized tree trunks still rooted in their original soil. Some of these petrified trees reached heights of 7 meters, surrounded by traces of pollen and plant life from a temperate rainforest that thrived around 100 million years ago. Although positioned near the South Pole, the continent once experienced a dramatically warmer global climate. Evidence suggests average temperatures ranged between 13 and 21 degrees Celsius without the prolonged freezing winters seen today. Under these conditions, evergreen trees, conifers and ferns flourished, even during extended periods of polar darkness. More recent drilling projects beneath the ice have strengthened this understanding of Antarctica's transformation. Sediment samples taken off the Antarctic Peninsula revealed ancient pollen, indicating that tundra landscapes existed there as recently as 12 million years ago. Before that period, a gradual process of glaciation had already begun, slowly reshaping the continent. The evidence makes one thing clear. Antarctica did not become a frozen wilderness overnight. Its transformation was slow and uneven, and some regions remained free of ice far longer than once believed. This history raises a powerful question. Was there ever a window of time when Antarctica was hospitable enough for early humans, or even pre-human societies, to exist there? Mainstream archaeology firmly dismisses this possibility. According to current scientific consensus, Homo sapiens have existed for roughly 300,000 years, while Antarctica's ice sheets have dominated the continent for over 14 million years. Still, scattered reports and controversial findings continue to fuel speculation and debate. In one instance, a geological expedition claimed to have identified the remains of a massive stone complex near the Doubleday Glacier. The formation was described as a columned structure with foundations comparable in scale to a Roman amphitheater. Reports mentioned carved stone blocks, unusual artifacts, and coins engraved with unfamiliar animal symbols. No peer-reviewed research has verified the claim, but the idea alone ignited intense curiosity and skepticism. Another enduring symbol connected to Antarctica's mystery is the Piri Reis map. Drawn in 1513 by Ottoman admiral and cartographer Piri Reis, the map presents South America in striking detail, alongside a puzzling southern landmass. What fascinates researchers is that this southern outline appears to resemble Antarctica's true continental shape, without the thick ice that covers it today. Supporters argue that such geographical precision would have been nearly impossible in the 16th century without access to far older source maps. Historian Charles Hapgood proposed that the map may have drawn from records of an advanced prehistoric seafaring culture. Although heavily criticized by academics, this theory gained popularity in mainstream culture and alternative history circles. Meanwhile, modern satellite imaging and ice-penetrating radar have uncovered vast buried landscapes beneath Antarctica's frozen surface. In East Antarctica, researchers mapped a hidden network of valleys and ridges covering an area roughly the size of Belgium. Shaped by rivers and weather millions of years ago, this terrain has remained sealed beneath ice for at least 14 million years. Its hills, plateaus, and waterways resemble parts of northern Europe. suggesting that vegetation may once have flourished there. Yet Antarctica's transformation was not sudden. It was part of a larger global climate shift that reshaped the planet over millions of years. Earth's climate has always fluctuated between warmer interglacial periods and deep freezes known as ice ages. The most recent major ice age began about 2.6 million years ago, peaked roughly 20,000 years ago, and ended around 12,000 years ago, ushering in the relatively stable climate we live in today. Across these climatic cycles, entire regions of the planet can transform beyond recognition. Green landscapes become buried beneath ice, sea levels rise and retreat, and countless species adapt or vanish entirely. Antarctica's shift from a thriving ecosystem to a frozen desert stands as one of the most dramatic examples of this natural rhythm. Yet climate alone may not tell the whole story. Another theory points to movement deep within the planet itself. Known as true polar wander, this concept suggests that Earth's outer shell can slowly shift over its inner layers, altering the position of the geographic poles. Unlike gradual changes such as axial tilt or precession, such displacement could relocate continents into entirely new climate zones. If such a shift occurred in the distant past, it might explain how Antarctica drifted from a temperate environment to its present position at the South Pole. While debated among scientists, geological evidence suggests that Earth's crust has indeed experienced large-scale movement over immense spans of time. Among the more controversial voices tied to such ideas was Edgar Cayce, often referred to as the sleeping prophet. In the early 20th century, during trance-like readings, Cayce predicted dramatic global upheavals, rising seas, shifting climates, and the collapse of entire regions. One of his boldest claims was that Antarctica would not remain frozen forever, but would one day become fertile and inhabited again. He believed that a shift in Earth's axis could unleash catastrophic flooding, submerging modern civilizations while exposing ancient lands. If such predictions were echoes of forgotten knowledge, it invites an unsettling thought. Perhaps Antarctica once hosted a civilization erased by climate and time. Beyond speculation, the continent conceals very real mysteries beneath its ice. Subglacial lakes sealed away for millions of years. The most famous of these is Lake Vostok, a vast freshwater body buried nearly 4 kilometers beneath East Antarctica's ice sheet. Isolated for up to 25 million years, this lake exists in total darkness, cut off from sunlight and the outside atmosphere. When Russian scientists finally drilled down to its surface in 2012, pressurized water surged upward, halting efforts before uncontaminated samples could be retrieved. Lake Vostok is only one of more than 400 known subglacial lakes scattered across Antarctica. These hidden waters remain liquid not because of sunlight, but due to geothermal heat rising from Earth's interior and the immense pressure of the ice above. Connected by underground rivers, they form what some researchers describe as a vast frozen wetland beneath the continent. Exploration of Lake Mercer revealed thriving microbial ecosystems in complete darkness, surviving without sunlight or surface nutrients. Even more surprising was Lake Enigma, where strange microbial mats form layered, almost tree-like structures across the lake bed. Some of these microorganisms survive by forming intricate relationships, cooperative or parasitic, with neighboring species. The level of biological complexity discovered beneath Antarctica's ice has challenged assumptions about where life can endure. Antarctica is more than a frozen wilderness. Beneath its endless ice lies a record of forgotten forests, shifting continents, and landscapes untouched for millions of years. What appears silent and lifeless on the surface hides a past far more complex than we once imagined. Science continues to uncover evidence of ancient climates, buried rivers, and hidden ecosystems. At the same time, unanswered questions leave space for speculation. Could the ice be preserving more than fossils? Could it be guarding stories we have yet to understand? Earth is not static. Its climate shifts. Its poles wander. Entire continents transform over time. Antarctica's frozen silence is a reminder that even the most permanent landscapes can change beyond recognition. For now, Antarctica keeps its deepest secrets beneath layers of ice and darkness. Perhaps future discoveries will reveal new chapters of Earth's story. Until then, the continent remains what it has always been, a place of mystery, silence, and whispers from an ancient world. If you are fascinated by the mysteries of Antarctica, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Join us as we continue exploring the hidden stories of our ancient Earth.